A number of years ago, a friend of mine who trained in a similar fashion to me approached me and said that he had a foundation that was going abroad, and it was a Christian-based mission, and he wanted to know if I would want to go and help children in Vietnam who had facial disorders. And I jumped at the chance. I had gone to Mexico a couple of times with other teams, and this was a great opportunity. And we went, and 4 years we took care of a lot of children in Ho Chi Minh City. And one day, our liaison turned up dead in a bad part of Ho Chi Minh City. And it was the first year we had diplomatic relations with the country. And the embassy made us leave that night to Singapore because they were concerned about what had happened. Because of the concerns, that foundation decided they were never going to go back to Vietnam. And I felt that our mission wasn't over yet. And I found one of the local companies to support me. And originally it was known as the Lorenz Smengi Foundation, Joel Smengi being number 99 on the defensive line of the Jaguars, and one of the instrument companies. And we formed the Lorenz Smengi Foundation and started doing missions in Vietnam again and bringing children in from other countries. After Joel retired, there were some changes. I needed to be more broad-based, and we changed the name to Facing Futures. The foundation itself started in 1998, and it's been running missions and bringing children from other countries ever since. I'm going to read today up in the podium what my sensations were on my 25th year going abroad. So a few years ago, we transitioned from Ho Chi Minh City, which had grown up. There's a Sheridan, there's an Omni. We trained doctors there to do what we do, and they really didn't need us anymore. We found a small place that's now also being built up called Hoi An. It's on the coast of Vietnam, in the middle of the country, outside of Da Nang. And we operated on 550 children's lives we changed during that time in the first 11 years. In this year's group, my partner in all this is an oculoplastic surgeon, and we found 2 children with a very severe genetic disorder that makes them look like lizards. I mean, their skin is covered. If you look at them, they look like lizards, and it's rather tough, and they couldn't close their eyes. They lived in a small island off of Cambodia. They had never seen a bus. We brought them in, a brother and sister, and we made eyelids for them. He made eyelids for them. And we also found medication that might cure the disease. And we sent it back with them with the hopes that it does that. So that was sort of probably a landmark case for the trip. But still, 74 lives changed. And I waxed poetic, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. I mean, many of these children that we see come out of the mountains, they're not even ethnically Vietnamese. They're Catu, Hmong, Montagnards. And many of them walk weeks to get to us with no shoes. They don't have a pair of shoes. Everything that they own on their backs. So we bought them shoes to go home. We've given them money to take buses back, in addition to obviously taking care of their problems. And many of them come from places that have people that just don't understand why they look like they do. And it brings me to a story of a girl we took care of last year. She was 16 years old, living outside the village with her mother, and had a mask across her face because she didn't want anybody to see how monstrous she looked. And we took care of her, and I remember, like it was yesterday, she came up and handed me a flower the last day. I don't know where she got the money yet. And she gave me a thumbs up and wasn't wearing anything on her face. It doesn't get any better than that. Can't buy it. Can't buy it. You know, the Adamecs are, terrific people. They're humanitarians, and I can't say enough good things about them. And they have supported my motorcycle habit from the very beginning. I think I'm on motorcycle number 43 since 2001. Only way I can do that is a deal. But I will say, I sort of returned the favor. A few years ago, Mark Adamec's son, Asher, who I believe, I don't remember if he was in engineering or business, but he was a different major in college, decided he was going to spend the summer with me, following me and my residence around. And lo and behold, he changed his major, graduated dental school. Now we'll be going to medical school and training in a residency in one of the top programs in the country at LSU in New Orleans. So Azure Adamec is going to do what I do when his time to have a career comes. So I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I had that kind of impact. So Mark and I were a little bit of a dead exchange. At the end of the 25 years, and as I get older, as many people tell you, your life moves more quickly. And every trip seems like yesterday. And so it's really important to me. I live to do what they do. I will tell you that I've been in medical academics for a long time. And if somebody comes in and I ask them, why do you want to do this? And they tell me the answer, I want to change mankind. That's sort of the standard answer. Some actually believe that. And I'm one of those people. I really went into this because I wanted to do something. If it happened to be an adventure, if it happened to let me have motorcycles, all the better. But that really wasn't the reason. So I stepped back for a moment after my 25 years and I had a pause. And I want to read you something that was going through my mind the day we finished. At the beginning of this week, the sun arose, the dawn of a new day in Southeast Asia. The tropical breeze, the smell unique to the area, and the din of local traffic in Hoi An were no different than any other. As this day, a week later, the sun begins to set, there is a difference. I sense it as the warm, humid air passes to my lungs. I am at, for the moment, in the most serene but reflective peace. For as the dusk grasps the city, there are 74 lives that have been changed.